Me and Seth were giving up personal money to make this transaction. We really wanted.
I know.
And ultimately, things work out the way they work out for the better, right?
Yeah.
And there was only like two more matches, 2 more lands, before
It's-
your contract expired or something.
Yeah, it was like 2 matches, two majors and champs. But yeah, I wanted to play with Seth, man. I really did want to play with Seth because because the OpTic tournament, OpTic major was coming up too. Like the Dallas major was coming up. So I was like, oh my God, if I join, we have the tournament in Texas, like a home major. And then I was playing with Seth, I was like, damn, that would have been, and that team would have been fire too, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff happens, man. It happens,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 166 of the Eavesdrop podcast, the award-winning Eavesdrop podcast. I don't know how much longer we have on these, Matt. He might be the last guest ever on the Eavesdrop podcast. Not because I'm sick of doing podcasts, as you guys know. I got the gift for gab, therefore I yap. I speak Japanese, as you guys know. Last time PRED and I sat down together to have this podcast was October of 2022. And it seemed recent to me. When he said that, I'm like, didn't we just do one with him?
I know.
So I do appreciate you making time,
Of course, man, of course.
especially after the fasting. You just did Ramadan, and as he was explaining to me, why don't you explain what it is?
So Ramadan is...
Yeah, and the significance behind it.
Yeah,
right?
so basically it's just, it's a month where, you dedicate fasting to everything. You don't eat until from the sunrise until the sunset. You don't eat. You dedicate a lot of your time to God and to Islam. So it's very important, and that month is very important for Muslims. So yeah, it's been a good experience. Today was our last day, so today we have Eid. So yeah, that
was a little bit of a culture shock for me when you told me that you yourself were a Muslim. I didn't put two and two together. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, nah, man.
I always respect people who commit to their religion, and there's no higher commit. I think Catholics. I grew up a Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't practice anymore, and I do believe in a higher power, but what that is, I whatever. But I think we do we don't eat. Matt, what are you, Matt? Nothing. But you grew up what? You grew up as a didn't grow up anything. So you didn't eat fish on Fridays only. I think you're not supposed to eat meat on Friday. Also, as I'm discussing these, if you, for some reason, feel offended, relax. I respect everyone until I get this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very, very respectful person to everyone and all that. So what does it entail? The fast for 30 days. So from sun up to sundown, just water.
Yeah. No water. Nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So whilst the sun is up, there's nothing, no food, no water, none of that. And then when the sun goes down, you can eat. So usually around 8 p.m., 7:50, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the whole day you just you're fasting the whole time.
So okay, so can you wake up at 3 a.m. and eat?
Yeah. So what people do is they wake up before the sunrise. So they'll wake up maybe around 5:30, 6 or something like that. They'll have something to eat.
Yeah.
So that's what people do just to help them throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, it's tough.
I suppose that if you eat 7 eggs and some what would you eat for protein in the morning?
Honestly, I would just eat eggs, to be honest. I just have eggs and I'd have a shake maybe. I make a little shake with some fruit and stuff like that. But yeah, honestly, that's what I was eating. Just strictly.
So
eggs.
You had to wait. Let me get this straight. You for what month did you do this? Did you have to I've seen Lamar kind of almost pale in some games because he's going through
sometimes. So for example, if you travel for work, for example, because during the event was still Ramadan, so when you travel for work, it's you can choose not to fast for those days because you're traveling for work, but you have to make up for those days before the next Ramadan. So
gotcha.
So for example, maybe on match day or if you travel for an event, people might take those couple of days just to because you're traveling, so you can sort of not contribute to it, but people just have to make up for it for the next one.
Okay. So it's not. It's okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I worry about that, and I just saw a. I came across on Instagram a post from somebody that's an NBA fan, and they said that for Kyrie, when he was on the Nets, that would just like give him like a banana or some fruits. And here in Dallas, Mark Cuban and his organization bring him like
chefs and
like chefs
stuff.
to feed him afterwards. And I thought to myself, I'm like, man, so if there's anything that I can do, please let me know.
Yeah, no. I've been great. For me, like Kyrie. I mean, shout out to Kyrie because I don't know how he be playing like 40, 35 minutes, 37 minutes, like with nothing.
Yeah.
No food, water, nothing.
Yeah.
Like imagine playing a basketball game with nothing. Imagine how thirsty he is. But
Yeah.
he's still like hooping.
Yeah. No,
30
he's
plus.
light.
Yeah.
He's light on his
48
feet.
points.
Has nothing in him. It's just it's a machine.
It's unbelievable. He's honestly been playing better, which is kind of crazy.
One of my favorite basketball players of all time.
100%.
Growing up, I played basketball. Like that was my thing. I love handling. Point guard, handling, passing. Like handles.
Yeah.
Handles for me was everything, right? Like and one and all that stuff. So Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving in this sort of era.
Yeah.
Is like some of my favorites.
Yeah. Now Kyrie, I mean, watching him is probably the most. Like I've seen every NBA player in this generation, and for me, he's the most entertaining. I mean, what he does with the ball is like
magical,
second to none.
Yeah. I love basketball. I don't watch basketball as much, but it's my favorite sport to play.
Yeah.
It's like I spent so much time trying to get a good shot.
Yeah.
Trying to get good handles. Like it was all I did growing up.
Just play ball.
Yeah. In Australia, so tell me and you already told me this before, but just refresh my memory. Did you grow up playing sports in Australia?
Yeah. So when I was in Australia, I was playing soccer a lot. That was my like number one sport.
Yeah.
Because I come from like a Balkan family, right? So like my dad was honestly, if like all the war and stuff didn't happen, he would have been a pro. So like my dad was really good. So I just grew up in that kind of culture, and I used to always play soccer. I used to love playing it. That was my sport. But
that's I don't want to. That's how you beat us in one of the rounds, kicking that ball. And I was so confident too.
I remember that. That was actually a good day.
Yeah.
But I love soccer, man. Soccer and basketball are my two favorite. Honestly, since coming to America, I actually love watching the NFL too. Because in Australia we didn't really have anything like that.
Yeah.
We have like rugby and stuff. So coming here watching the NFL and like the culture that America like has around it is pretty cool. So that's something that's new to me. I enjoy watching it.
You enjoy watching it? All sports? Or just...
Now honestly, just mainly NFL, soccer, and basketball. I love going NBA. I mean, like having the Mavs right here, like seeing Luka and Kyrie, like it's. I mean, I take it for granted sometimes because I've seen them so many times now, but it's kind of crazy to.
Do you go out of your way to go to every? Because you're.
Oh my god, all the time. I have a guy that works at the 2K NBA, and for the Mavs, and he'd be me and Ant be going to every game. Me and Ant went to I think me and Ant honestly went to for 3 weeks every game.
You and who?
Ant Shotzi.
Really?
We went to every game for 3 weeks. I'm not even kidding. Like every single.
Were you guys putting money on the line?
So, no.
We don't talk about that. Wait, can we cut that? Should we cut that?
Nah, it's. I mean, that's really bad. It's just funny because
I just my brother-in-law is really into that. Like he does all his picks and all that stuff. Yeah.
Me and Ant we be doing strats with code and that.
Yeah, that's what you guys do.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, I checked to see if there's gonna be any Heat games in Miami while we were there, and they were there while we were doing Idiots, but not as soon as that, so we didn't get a chance. And I was like, my hotel
was right next to the
it's the Elser, so it was like looking down at it.
Wow.
Yeah, you remember that alien stuff that happened? That's where we were staying.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, we were staying there, and we looked down, and I was like, oh my god, that's the plaza, and that, but we didn't see any aliens. Were you guys here for the eclipse?
Yeah, no, I was streaming when it happened.
Oh.
And I didn't know what it was. I've never heard of that. So I've only heard
You've never heard of
a solar eclipse.
Okay.
I've heard of the lunar eclipse. So when everyone was talking about the eclipse, I just thought when the moon goes red. And I was streaming and then all of a sudden I was like, bro, why is it so dark in my room? Like it went so dark whilst I was streaming, and Ant was watching me whilst I was like freaking out, and I opening my blinds, and I'm looking outside. It's so dark.
You looked up at the sun.
No, I didn't, because everyone was saying I'll turn to stone if I look into that shit. So I just didn't look at it. But yeah, I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't even realize that everyone was outside cheering and had these glasses on and shit. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. We saw partial of it because we had just landed from Italy in New York. It was like a 20-hour travel day, bro. I was my brain was fucking cooked.
Yeah.
We flew comfortably, right?
Yeah.
But man,
it's still tough. Trust me, I know, man. Flying like that, 20 hours, man. Airports and oh my god, getting your luggage and all that stuff is.
Bro, we started at we left our hotel at 7 a.m. It's an hour and a half to Milano from Torino to Milano.
Yeah.
So from there, it was an 8-hour and 14-minute flight to New York.
Yep.
Waited for 2 hours in New York, and then 3.5 hours back home. I got home like at I believe like 8. So it was
tough. That's a big day.
Oh my god, yeah. And I flew with obviously with the team here, but also I brought my wife and kid.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
So both of them, Liv and Jude, were I don't know how they do it. They're just like I don't know how.
Fresh.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck, man. You know, maybe because I'm taller and bigger, that the seats are more comfortable. Yeah.
I feel like that's like the same with my mom. Like she tells me she loves planes. Like she can travel all day. She loves it. Like just the thought of going somewhere and like just relaxing. Like I don't know. Maybe I think women just love traveling. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us, it's like I feel uncomfortable when I travel from here to Australia, or like, oh my god, the amount of hours I've spent flying over the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How often do you go back?
Man,
after every season.
Yeah, after every season, and maybe like sometimes if there was like for example, like last year I went to Europe as well. So like I went back to Australia, which was like a 16-hour flight, stayed in Australia for 2 weeks, then flew back to Europe, which was a 24-hour flight, like altogether travel day.
Jesus.
And then like that one time I went for my visa to London, that was also a 24-hour travel. Like I've flown, man, I've been in the air for a long time.
Jesus, dude, the miles accumulate, right?
Oh my god, I'm like Qantas, like an Australian Airlines. I have so many points.
Yeah,
and like I'm like platinum or something.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So like at least there's some benefits to flying a lot, but it definitely gets tiring, man.
So in October of 2022, which is the last time that you and I sat down to have conversation about this, we were going through the right channels to see if we can make something happen.
Yeah.
I was in conversations with your Serge, right? Yeah, I was in conversation with Serge, and we were going back and forth on the pricing, and the buyout went from like, what was it, like 420 or something like that? Something like that. It was $420,000 to get you, plus your salary, and I was just like, I'm like, man, like this is like. We really wanted you on the team, right? Because I wanted you and Seth. I wanted Seth to run the flex, and it was gonna be a fucking killer team, dude. Like insane.
Yeah, and I remember speaking to Seth on the phone so many times, like I think because he was stressing out. He's like, "Is that happening? Is that happening?" I used to be like, "Bro, like it has to be happening." I mean, we kept thinking like, because remember we said it was like at a 90%. I think we said it was at like 90%. Like we were like certain. And I remember when I was just speaking to Seth all the time about it, and it's crazy, man, dude. That whole situation was such a headache, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, for us it was a little bit, but for you, like it had to have been more because you know it got out, so the rumors were fucking flying. So you have to deal with your organization. Like if I'm trying to think if that's. I think the only time that has happened to us is when Nate Shot decided to leave and. Thank you, Matt. When Nate decided to leave, and I was just like mind blown. And then, no. Let me take that shit back. Let me take that back right now. The worst time was when fucking Dashy chose to go to Los Angeles OpTic instead of going to the fucking Huntsman. I have a bone to pick with that motherfucker. Still to this day, I could not believe it. I could not believe my eyes, dude. I'm like, we have. It was all like it was ready for him. Everything was good. He was gonna be on the Huntsman and all this stuff. And then I guess TJ like sort of convinced him. And then the other team was sort of telling him, was like, no, HECZ is not getting a team. HECZ is not gonna get a team. He's just like, it's impossible to get a team. He's not gonna get a team. He's not gonna get a team.
Oh God.
And
I actually didn't know about that.
Yeah, and then I was on the phone with them. I remember I was in my theater room. I'm like, Brandon, you're making a mistake. You do not, because I obviously know what's happening, right, between us and them. Yeah. Well, me and them, not us, me and them. And I'm like, yo, you're like, dude, you're this. Reconsider. Call this mom, and I'm like, hey. Your son's about to make a mistake, Diane, and she's like, I know, sweetie, I want him to go to with you, and you're always gotta take care of him. I know that, and blah blah. And I'm like, you gotta talk to him. You gotta tell him that this, and we were gonna pay him the same amount, right? And he's like, but me and my business partner at the time, Andy Miller, hadn't signed the documents, but I knew that he had a spot, and I knew that he really wanted to partner with me, so I knew that I had my options. Yeah. And I was also trying to get, my my plans across to him without telling him, because if you're telling me you're leaving me, I cannot tell you nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're no longer an OpTic, or in this squad. I can't trust you. And not that I don't trust him. Like Brandon to me is like my little brother. Love that dude to death. But I was like, I was very
at the time. You
yeah.
You definitely felt a different way. Yeah, for sure.
So for you, it had to be tough because the rumors gets out and they're true, right? I'm talking to your management, so there's now you have a little bit of with the man. I think management understood, and then obviously your teammates
teammates understood, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah,
they were really good about that.
Okay, so it wasn't as
there was no ill will, which was good. Like they all understood, Which the only thing that did suck is that we just came off making a final. We just lost in a final, so like we were kind of like it was the first tournament of the year. We just made a final, and like we were playing really well at the tournament, and then like all that happened. And then but I knew for me, for example, I knew it was an opportunity. I've always wanted to play, so I was like, the second it happened, I was like, yeah, I'm down. But I remember thinking in the moment, I was thinking, there's no way this is gonna happen. There's no way. 'Cause I remember Ant talk. I was speaking to Ant. I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen, right? And then out of nowhere, honestly, it was at a 90%. A 90% completion. It was. I thought it was done. I was landing in Texas. I thought I was I was ready to go. But yeah, nah, man. It was.
Me and Seth were giving up, personal money to make this transaction. We really wanted.
I know.
And ultimately, things work out the way they work out for the better, right? Yeah. And there was only two more matches, 2 more lands.
Yeah.
Before your contract expired or something. Yeah.
It was 2 matches, two majors and champs. But oh man,
I gotta tell you, they gotta have so much money, right? To whoever didn't accept our deal, because
oh my god,
right? It's dude, hey, here's 400 so that he doesn't play 2 more lands for you.
I'm telling you, those people. Oh my god, I called one of them one time and I was trying to tell him I called him and he was in a Bentley in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's because I'm really listening.
He's like, no, this is Hex don't got fucking money. This is fucking money. I'm in a Bentley in Hawaii.
Yeah, he was just in a Bentley in Hawaii, just FaceTime me, and I was speaking to him, and I was like, damn, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. Because I remember because I was pressing if I can't go, I want to have a super duper contract, some insane. If I'm prevented from joining OpTic, I want to have a super some insane contract. And I was just saying that just you know what, this is what it's basically preventing me this much. You know what I'm saying? And I asked for something crazy, and they're like, yeah, it's fine. I was like,
damn.
I was like, nah. But yeah, I wanted to play with Seth, man. I really did want to play with Seth because that's because the OpTic tournament, OpTic major was coming up too. The Dallas major was coming up. So I was like, oh my god, if I join, we have the tournament in Texas, a home major, and then I was playing with Seth. I was like, damn, that would have been, and that team would have been fired too, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Stuff happens, man. It happens,
And then Seth retires.
Yeah.
We try to convince him to come back, right before. We were talking to the
off season, dude.
It was a crazy off season. I remember sitting in that office over there, just thinking to myself, oh, man, just this has to happen.
This has to happen.
Yeah, it has to happen. And
I remember I was trying my hardest to convince Seth. I remember telling you, I was on the phone with him, and then I remember I got him on the ropes, bro. He was backtracking, and then he's like to me, you know what, you all right? I'm like, bro, you're still in your prime. You can still shoot. I know you. I said, you had a year off, and I know that year off, you felt that itch to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, yeah, I know he was really thinking about it, but then I feel he just, he got cold feet. He just he's so deep into what he's been doing the last couple of years. He just didn't want to get out of it. But,
yeah, no, I think he saw the opportunity. And look, as we're building esports, the salaries aren't going to be what they're going to be in the future. Everything that you're doing today, you included, and everybody else. You're pretty much shaping it up for some 14 or 15-year-old that's watching this. That's good enough in the future to get that $3 to $4 million a year salary. You know what I'm saying? They will get to that.
Yeah.
It's just that the building blocks to get there need to be established.
Yeah, 100%.
And they cannot be established in the way that we established them in the last 4 years of this league.
No way.
So I don't necessarily think too much negatively about the past, because that's part of the story, and that's the way it happens. And if you always get what you want, you sort of get bored, right?
Yeah,
there has to be some adversity.
Exactly. Adversity is the best experience.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I was stressed during that whole week because we were going above and beyond to bend. I was talking to the board, the board of directors at OpTic, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give up this much. Seth is going to give up this much. We're going to make this thing happen, blah, 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 blah. And everybody's like, I was like, all right, if that, so.
Do you know what's even crazy? Like, I don't think even anyone really even knows this, but like in Vanguard, after Vanguard, that year in Vanguard, like even FaZe tried to buy me out for like MW2. So they even FaZe tried to buy me out, and they tried to buy me out for, I think it was like 500,000 too. To join for the MW2 season. And they said no as well. They just said, they just completely said no. And then I was just like, I get it. We won a tournament, came third at champs. So, but like, they were like, I don't know, like they were really like that Seattle like organization, which shout out to them. The only thing that I respect about them was they strictly wanted to, like, they were believing on like trying to get a team to like win during that time. They were like, they weren't like, oh, for money or for anything. They're just like, we just want to have a team that can, win. Because like all the other esports were not doing well. So like they were not like making Sundays, not winning. So like they were just really strict on that. Like that was their main reason. It wasn't like we want this or we want this. We want to be like, we want to get money more. Like it was just, we just want to have a good team. Like that's like the only thing that I respected. That was like the honest thing about them. But the only thing I didn't like was just a like wasting time thing. Like playing around too much, like. Yeah.
I mean, look, in retrospect, we don't really know, right? It might be true that they were taking that long and, getting a hold of people. Like, so somebody's out in Hawaii in a Bentley. I'm not picking up my fucking phone. Like, it'll handle itself out there. You utilize the last instructions that that I gave you. Yeah. Obviously, now joining OpTic and feeling the love of the green wall. Is it everything that you hoped for?
Oh my God.
That you were chasing?
The green wall is, I've always said it. I always say it after every time I get interviewed at Atlanta. I always say the green wall is unguardable, man. That's like the best, like playing in front of the green wall and just like having a fan base that is so supportive, like super duper supportive about, what you're doing, your results and stuff like that. I find that amazing, There's the pros, the cons of OpTic. Obviously, when you join a big team, there's going to be situations like, for example, like we lost in the final, right? That is like, losing a final with OpTic is like not losing a final on another team. No way. It hits different. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like you lost not just for yourself and your teammates, but you felt like you lost for other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you deflate the whole room.
Exactly. And when you lose...
And me, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. But like, for example, like when I lost on another team, it'd be like feeling for myself and my teammates, you know what I mean? And like the organization. But like when OpTic, it's like a whole other aspect,
Yeah.
And that comes with the winning, because when you win, not only did you win for yourself, your teammates, and your organization, but you won for those people that support, So it's a bigger picture. And for me, I love that. Like the pressure is like, me personally, I love the pressure. I feel like it's just something that as a competitor at the highest level, like you want to be in that situation. Like who competes and doesn't want to be pressured or like tested,
Not competitors.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just the best thing. So yeah, being on OpTic, I mean, it's amazing, man. Like every time you go to an event, you always feel the love. So yeah, man, I love it.
Trust me. We were in the Juventus facility, and went to their museum, and they had like all these jerseys. Like the amount of history that team has had, it's crazy.
How was the game? Like amazing.
Dude. Oh yeah,
sold out. 41,000.
I mean, you know, right? Like European. It's like. I grew up in Juarez, Mexico, and there you have your stadium for the soccer team, and it's just like that. It's just loud people throwing water, like literally throwing ice. People get into fights and shit. So like I come from that. That in my mind is like good fan base. But when I saw the ultras there,
oh my God,
dude, me and Hitch were down below, and Hitch obviously is a massive football viewer and avid watcher, and me, like I said, I don't really watch a lot of that, but I felt it, and I saw that fan base, and I was just like, I'm like, we will get there. The wall will grow to be that big if we,
take the right steps.
Yeah, if we take the right steps. Are the last 4 years steps in the right direction? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
A lot was taken when we started this league, right? Like
a lot of privileges, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I just think the soul of it was just like sort of snatched out, right? Like the aspirational aspect of it, and if you think about challengers and how the lack of support for that, it was detrimental, right?
100%.
So, as a person that's been involved in Call of Duty since 2005, I take that personally because I've done a lot of...
You're like the Godfather.
I mean, I won't take that much credit, right? But I do believe that, you know, in the deepest part of my heart, that I've done everything right for
100%.
not just OpTic, but for the fucking
whole-
entire
yeah,
sport
1,000,000%.
of Call of Duty.
1,000,000%.
That's my favorite game. So
No.
when I see things like that happen, I just get
It rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah, personally offended.
Yeah, 100%.
So, you know, to see what they have become
My
and
God.
how they started, also with, like, you know, 3,000 people in the stands, and
yeah.
then little by little, and
It all starts with a couple of people.
yeah,
It's-
man. Then they
How's the
bring their
museum though? Was the
friends.
museum insane? Like, just,
Yeah, dude, it's
all
aspirational.
There's
man.
so
I
much
was-
history
I was
there.
inspired, man. I was inspired. I'm glad that I kept all of the jerseys. You
Yeah.
know, like, obviously Nate Shot, Scum, Big Timer, Bose, like everybody that lived in 6050, you know, they were young kids, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just leave their shit everywhere. Like
Yeah.
they didn't think about this. And me always knowing, like, what I felt this thing was going to become if I had a say in it, I stored it all the way, right? Because if I didn't do that, like, where would they be right now,
They'd be
right? And they
gone.
wouldn't give a shit, right? The
Yeah.
players are like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
But me, I'm like, it's part of OpTic. It's
Yeah.
part of the culture of it. So
Took pride in it.
I do. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, you
Yeah.
know, and it's you know, it's our jerseys,
Yeah.
right? It's theirs. It's more.
historic.
You know, I want
Yeah.
the
It's part
them
of
to see
history.
it. Yeah. So all the nature jerseys from
Yeah.
the olden days, all the Scump ones and all that, they're like, I have them stashed away
Yeah.
to one day hopefully display them in a museum or in a
museum.
stadium
Yeah.
that's ours, man.
No, that's fine.
So it was very, very inspirational
Yeah.
to see the level of care that Juventus takes in their brand and in their staff and in their
my
players.
God.
Like, very inspirational.
It's just the highest level of professionalism.
Yeah.
And 41,000 sold out every game.
Yeah.
And it's just
Except,
wow.
well, what they do is they leave a section.
Yeah.
I don't know how many seats. I think it's like, call it 300 seats. I don't fucking
Okay.
know. But there's 41,000 seats.
Yeah.
And out of those 41,000, 1,000 go to the opposing team.
Oh my God, that's right.
But-
and it's like a little
Yeah, but they don't. The opposing team doesn't go because they're like, we're not gonna give you money to get better players,
Yeah.
right? So
That's
that
funny.
there was one area that was empty, maybe had like 50 people in it,
Yeah.
but it was like this whole section that was just empty,
opposing fans. That is so funny.
Yeah.
40,000 home and then one. Oh my God,
bro. But the ultras, like, on one side, they were so fucking loud. They're
Man,
waving
just
their
chanting
big
all night.
fucking flags.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously they were in chanting in Italian, so I
Yeah.
didn't really understand. But you felt the
energy.
passion.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that energy is fucking.
When the referee, like when someone gets tackled, and oh my
Oh.
God, the whistling. How loud is the whistling when they make that whistle? Oh my
It
God,
echoes.
it's deafening. It's
Yeah, it
honestly
echoes.
deafening.
Yeah, it echoes. It's really good. They pulled away with the win.
Yeah.
It was good. It was an
That's
exciting
fine.
game
That
from
would have
start
been
to
really,
finish.
yeah, that would have been a cool experience. I was seeing some of the stuff you guys are like, even just the food in Italy looks amazing.
The food in Italy, the food in Torino was good.
Yeah.
Was it better than some of the pastas that I've had here?
No.
I don't know. And even Sydney, who's Italian,
He was
but
telling me the same thing. He was saying that there was a specific ravioli that you guys had,
yeah,
and he said it was like really good. But he said the coffee shops. He said there was a lot of nice coffee shops, and it's just a really walking culture. Like everyone's just walking around.
everyone's fit.
Yeah.
Everyone's fit.
just
There's
walking around.
Yeah,
Just drinking coffee, sitting down, having a chat.
I saw this this post, Matt. Remind me to send this to you, okay? It's a post about plazas in Europe versus patios in Europe versus patios in the United States, and it's essentially, you know, you look at anywhere you go, because of the way that the city is built. You have the opportunity to sit outside in the middle of a plaza, and there's just people all over the place
Yeah.
while you're sitting down in the same ambiance having your thing.
Yeah.
And here, if you look at all the malls and all the stuff, like, there's no such thing. Like, think about all the patios.
Yeah.
Think about La Ventana right here. If you sit in the patio, you're surrounded by buildings, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like, you're
Yeah.
literally there.
That's true.
Where if you're over there, and obviously, you know, the way that we build things and
Yeah.
whatever. If you like, Boston has a really good scene. New York, Chicago
Yeah.
has really good patio opportunities, but not like in Europe. In
No,
Europe is
It's
something
just
different.
open air.
And in this video, somebody in the comments, as Americans would, because Americans were very prideful of the United States, but some fucking person is like, he's like, yeah, but I feel more free in the United States. And I said, that's cap.
Yeah.
That is fucking bullshit.
No way.
That's not like obviously love the United States.
Yeah.
Fucking ride or die for me, right? Like
Yeah.
I am very proud being born in the United States, being a Mexican American. But don't fucking lie. Okay, that person said that shit, and I was like, "You never been to over there," because I'm gonna tell you what freedom is. Freedom is what they were doing. We drove through a plaza where there was hundreds of little stores. What do you call what do you call those? Like almost like a flea market.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just like a fruit market.
Yeah.
We drove by there like at call it 8 o'clock. We came back at around like 3:30, and they were all gone. And I said to myself, "These lazy." And then I said to myself, "Correct yourself, you fucking moron. You're wrong. They're not lazy. They are living.
Yeah.
They worked from X to X, and then freedom happened.
Close off,
They caught and they went into enjoy. They turned down. They take everything down, and then they go chill for about a couple hours until dinner time.
Yeah.
And that's what that to me is freedom. 100%. Working the hustle culture that we work in, I'm very guilty of it. I work my ass off.
Yeah. They live a different life.
Yeah, that's not free.
Europe is like that. That's the same thing. When I went to Greece, when I went to Croatia, it's just like that. They live so freely.
Yeah.
They live so freely. And I feel like I come from a country in Australia. I feel like in Australia, there's the same thing. Like it's so free, but we work. Everyone in Australia just works so much, man.
Yeah.
Like everywhere, like when I come here, same thing. Everyone's just working. When you speak to someone, work.
Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow? I'll go work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously people in Europe still work, but they like it's a different type of like living for them.
Yeah, it's not laziness, man. I immediately corrected myself after doing some reflection in those 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I said, they're doing it right. They're doing it right.
Exactly.
Everybody's outside and doing it. And look, as a person that plays video games, I like being indoors as much as anybody else. But there was an element of and it happened in Tokyo also, right?
Yeah.
They're a very slow city to get up. Italia, same thing. Well, you know, Italia's a country, and Japan Tokyo is a city. Japan is like everything. There's no one's in a fucking rush, man.
Like
no one's in a fucking rush.
Yeah.
There's no hustle and bustle there because they have it right.
Yeah.
The way that we have become who we've become, the dominant force that the United States have become, is only because of
workaholics, man.
Workaholics, man. Like me, like you, who fucking grind your ass off to be who you are.
We grind,
but
man.
yeah, I saw that and I was like, I feel more free in the United States. I'm like, lying sack of shit. You've never been to Europe. You've never experienced what I just got back from experiencing.
Yeah, 100%. It's a big wake up call when you go there.
Yeah.
That's why I love going there. It just refreshes you so much, man. Like you go over there just for a couple of days, whatever, a week. And it just feels so refreshing because you just see like their lifestyle, and it just like it makes you feel like relaxed.
And then you go back to Ukraine, right? Is that where you go? Where
no,
do you
Australia.
Go? Australia. No, but did you go?
Bosnia.
Bosnia.
Yeah, Bosnia. Yeah.
How's Bosnia?
Bosnia's the same thing. Yeah. It's just so.
Just a little bit colder.
Yeah.
Or what's the weather like?
It's honestly during like summertime, it's hot, man, super hot. But then when it gets like during winter and stuff, it snows really cold. But during summertime, it's really hot. Yeah. My family goes there.
But same thing, like there's outdoor stuff, walking,
same thing,
everything.
Yeah, 100%. Same thing. Everything's walking. Everyone knows each other. You know, like it's just like where I go. Like my family grew up there, so like I mean, it's the same thing. Europe is just so relaxed. Like I go there, everyone's just happy. You know, just having a coffee. Everyone just drinks coffee. I feel like in Europe, everyone like loves a coffee, and then they save up all their money to go to a football game. Yeah, they'll go have a coffee with their friends, maybe go work a little bit, spend some time with their family, and then they'll go to that Juventus game. Yeah, my brother-in-law who is Spanish, he's from Spain. Yeah, he worked 4 months a year. Oh my God, that's amazing. I think it's a lifeguard. I don't fucking know. Yeah. But 4 months, and the rest of the time is just like freedom. Yeah, that's amazing. And I think to myself, I'm like, man. You know, I look at the luxuries that we have here, and I think to myself, I'm like, is that worth it in comparison to living like this? Yeah. And, you know, as a 44-year-old about to be 45, and, well, I'm literally 44, just turned 44. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, pardon the interruption while I tell you about Shopify, our main sponsors. You guys know I've been using Shopify from the beginning of time. When I started podcasting, the online store and making videos, the online store was never something that I had in the back of my mind. It was just something that gradually became a thing. And luckily for me, Shopify has always been the service that we use because it's just so easy to use. I use it. OpTic uses it. My wife uses it for her small business. Because Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every single stage. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to the, did we just hit 1 million
orders stage, Shopify is there to help you grow. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout at 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. When I first started, OpTic, and we started selling T-shirts and hoodies and jerseys and Christmas ornaments, all the cool stuff that we've ever done. We've only been able to do that and get it to your hands because of the easy back-end support that Shopify offers for us. So my wife uses it with her leash company, her dog accessories companies. It makes it just easier for her, and it's just a two-man show or two-woman show, just her and my daughter, that sort of help with the orders and get everything out to you. So do take a look at it if you have a small business or if you're planning on starting a new business. This is what you need to try. Right now, if you didn't know, Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the United States of America. And Shopify is the leading global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning customer services help you 24/7 because business that grow with Shopify. And right now you can sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/eavesdrop. That is shopify.com/eavesdrop, all lowercase. I'll leave a link in the description to make it super easy for you. Just go click there for the $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/eavesdrop. So again, go to shopify.com/eavesdrop, all lowercases, and start to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Link will be in the description. Back to my man PRED. It made me think, man. It made me think. I'm like, is this what I...
But you're passionate about this, you love COD. So
I'll be doing this for free. I mean, I did this for free for so long.
Like what you do is you love it, Yeah, like we're blessed that we get to do what we love.
Yeah.
Some people do jobs that they hate, but they're doing it because they need it. They need to put food for their family,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like the biggest blessing that I always sometimes take for granted is that I don't realize that like my dad at home is working, lifting steel at a construction site, breaking his back just to and then I'm doing something that I've been doing when I was for free.
You're just lifting steel for free.
Yeah, I'm just playing the games, and I take that for granted all the time because I just think like how lucky we are sometimes. But Europe is like such a refreshment, man. I love Europe. Yeah. That's like the best for me. That's my favorite. You go there through in the summer. Such a nice.
You know what place in the United States is not exactly, but something like that.
What is it?
Miami.
Oh my God.
Miami. Nobody got up before 10. Everything like the service at first. I was like, because I was there for 2 weeks filming Idiots, and And I was like, man, this service is kind of like fucking slow. Like it's so fucking dragging. It's
so slow. Oh my God. Thinking about it now. Oh my God. At the event, we had a restaurant at the hotel. So slow, man. So slow. But yeah, I think Miami's like that too.
Dude, yeah, because people go there to retire. So nobody's there to fucking work. Yeah. So everybody's like, taking it easy. And for someone who's impatient, as I am, for someone impatient in certain things.
Yeah.
Patience like for certain things, right?
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm the wrong one here. They're the ones that are fucking. What the fuck am I in a rush for? Yeah. Right? Like it's like I'm gonna get this coffee. I gotta tell you, man.
Yeah.
It's
you learn stuff from that stuff.
Yeah, because London been to London a bunch. I was going to London once a year for the past up until 2021 when COVID happened. But you feel that hustle there also,
oh my God,
right?
For sure.
But you see a different level of living there as well. So I don't know. I felt inspired, man. It did change me a little bit for the better, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
So
that's really good.
So yeah, I highly recommend if somebody gets the chance to go. And everything there is so affordable.
Yeah,
Seth was paying for dinners.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That must be very affordable.
Yeah. It's like $80 for like 8 people to eat.
Really?
Bro.
That's unbelievable.
And then I will say this respectfully, okay? And it happened in Tokyo also. They're not a tipping culture,
no,
right?
They're not. They actually really not.
They're not.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I'm like, well, let me bring a little bit of my culture. We thank the people who take care of us.
Yeah.
In service or otherwise, so Uber drivers, I was fucking tipping them. What are they gonna say?
Yeah.
There's no face-to-face transaction. You can't feel offended or or I don't know, like I don't know how they feel about it, right? Because they whatever, but like there in Italy, I was fucking tipping people also,
That's good,
man.
yeah.
I'm like, hey,
That's
I
a
know,
good way to put it. You bring this culture to there.
yeah, I told him, and I said to we said to someone, is like, hey, I know that in this culture, tip is not appropriate, but in our culture it is, and you've treated us so well that please allow us. Here's 20 pounds, and they were like, oh, thank you very much. They were very appreciative of it because if you just leave it on the table, then it's more like a But if you go out of your way to say, hey, in our culture we think
that's a good way to go about it.
And they were pretty cool about it.
Yeah, not for sure. That's a good way to go about it for sure.
Because who the fuck doesn't like more money?
Yeah, nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I like more money, so I'm gonna give you some, even if you don't want it. And you can keep your honor, you can keep your morals, and allow me this gesture, please. So again, if you do have a chance, I think Mexico has like the same sort of vibe also. Like it's just very, very relaxed. Now, Mexicans that come over here fucking hustle,
oh
right?
My God, yeah.
But you go back home and you still have that same thing, but the main point of living never ever gets put in the back seat. Yeah, it's never in the back burner.
Important.
It's if I'm gonna do another season of when I do the next season of Idiots, it's definitely gonna be Mexico City or somewhere in Mexico.
Oh my God, dude, Mexican food. That's one thing that I never ate in Australia. In Australia, it's not big there. Mexican food. Yeah, we have more like Portuguese chicken and like charcoal, like Lebanese food, and that's one thing that I wasn't like open to. When I get to Texas, oh my God, the amount of I eat Mexican food more than I eat normal food now. Yeah, I love Mexican food.
What do you order? Like
just that Laventana. I might get a membership.
What do you get?
I just get like the steak tacos. I get the chicken quesadilla. Yeah, I always mix it up. I just be getting random stuff, but the sauces.
You don't eat pork, right?
No.
Okay, at all.
No. Okay. So like I eat the steak and the chicken all the time, and man, like me and Brennan and Ken went like a couple weeks ago, and they loved it too. Like they got onto it. So like that's like, and it's so close. So like I love Mexican food, man. Wow, I could eat that stuff all the time.
One of the nights we finished dinner, and obviously again I'm with my wife and Liv, who's 14, and it was like 10:30 at night.
Yep.
And we're finished, and we got to walk back. Yeah. And as we were walking back, bro, the streets were fucking filled. If there was a bar, it spilled out into the street, and there was just like, call it 50 people just gathered around smoking fucking cigarettes. They love their cigarettes over there. They in Japan and in Italy, they fucking love their cigarettes.
Yeah, it's like.
So my daughter's walking around, her eyes are burning, and she's like covering her mouth and shit.
Doesn't want to smell it.
But it was crazy, and me and Jude are looking at it. I'm like, man, look at all this fucking all these people are living
so
like,
lively,
literally
so lively.
Just living. It's like 10:30 at night, and everyone's just like having a fucking blast, man. It's
so refreshing, dude, seeing that stuff.
Yeah, I was very, very pleased, and I'm super excited to hopefully be back very soon.
Yeah, you should, man.
I wanted to talk to you about. Did you receive any backlash from the Vision episode where you look over at who'd you look over and you fucking bitch? Did you get any backlash from anyone?
No, I don't. I mean, not that I know of. So yeah, that whole sequence of the fucking bitch thing was it was during like after map 1, obviously we lost like a 10-point map 1 going to the wire, and then map 2 we won round 11, and like during the round 11 it was like a 4-2 round or 4-3 round, and like someone clutched on us. I can't remember. I think it was Simp. I'm pretty sure it was Simp. No, it was Simp. It was Simp, right? He clutched on us. And he went in game chat and he was talking hella shit, like in the game chat.
Oh shit!
During the map, I can't hear him because his mic was so shit, right?
Okay,
the mic sounded so shit, but he was like screaming, "Oh!" something like that. I'm like, okay, no worries. Anyways, we end up winning the map. I'm like, okay, this guy wants to like fuck around and like talk shit to us. I'm like, no worries. Like, so I was like, I went up to him after I was like, fuck, I'm gonna wait for this guy. Like, wait for these guys to come off set. I'm like, you fucking bitch. Yeah. But for me, it's like, I respect like the competitiveness about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if he wants to talk shit, cool. Like I'm not gonna like, I don't want to be the team that's just like, okay, just let this guy talk shit. We're just gonna sit here and be like, okay, like talk shit to us. Oh, fuck that. Like I was just like, granted they won. He played really well. He had a fucking legacy event. Played unbelievable, right? Like hat off to them, played it well, but still like till this day I don't go like, even if win, lose, whatever the fuck it is, like if someone talks shit to my team, I'm not gonna let that shit slide. I don't give a fuck if we lose and it's like, oh my god, AG's talking shit and they lost and whatever. Like to me, it's like I'll live with that. I'm fine with that.
Listen, returning fire is
Exactly.
never. I'm cool with that.
100%. I'm never gonna let someone feel like they can talk shit to me or my teammates or to my like anything about OpTic, and then like I'm not gonna let that slide. And if I fucking obviously I'd love to just be able to win and whatever, but if I don't, like I'm a little bit. I'm cool with that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my shit if they want to talk shit to us, but that's what happened. And it's funny because like even no one even really knows, but before the match, I just in the aisle and I just went to the bathroom. I was just I was pissing, and MC comes right. There's like 6 free aisles, and MC comes right next to me. He looks at me. He goes, "Nice cock."
No,
I swear.
No.
As we're about to play, and I just started laughing, man. Like MC's fucking hilarious. Dude.
I would have looked down and I'm like, yeah, right.
I looked at him. I looked at him.
This is my favorite part. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what just happened. So like, people obviously love seeing that shit. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, so somebody says like, you're a disgrace to blah blah blah, and I'm like, look, me personally, I OpTic, right? I don't know. I don't even want to get into it, but it's like I do feel okay with returning fire any day of the week.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't just randomly go up to someone and be like saying shit. Like I wouldn't randomly go up to someone talking shit in that type of way if they weren't personally trying to like come at like one of me or my teammates. You know what I'm saying? If they say something to me and my teammates, like especially in game chat during a match, I'm like, fuck it. Like,
but my social media will never like Joey's not gonna go talk shit on behalf of fucking OpTic, right?
No way, no.
That's why that's my only thing. I'm like when I see like other social media, like they're having fun. I'm cool with it. Like
all
that. But we're not gonna participate in that because I'm like I don't have anything to say. That and Joey.
He's not shooting.
Joey update. I'm like, you ain't saying shit on behalf of
Yeah, exactly.
Like just GG's, man. It's all you get to say.
Yeah.
but to just like go out there just wilding out because he'll send me like approvals. He'll be like, yo, can I post it? I'm like, no. They're funny. They're really good. They would bang. They would get like fucking retweets and all this shit. Yeah. But I'm like,
I respect him on doing that because a lot of other orgs like social managers be talking crazy shit.
Yeah, but it's the social managers, right? On behalf of the players and on behalf of the org, and that to me, that's like
exactly.
That's why I'm like, ugh.
Just it's better if 100%. I agree with you that. Yeah. But that's just my mindset with it. I'd always do that. Like if anyone said anything to like, for example, like if someone's just talking shit about Ant, like fuck you talking shit for. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. Like I wouldn't let my teammates ever feel like someone could talk shit to them.
Nah, hell no.
Nah,
me either.
Fuck that shit. So
me either.
But
ever.
But yeah.
How do you feel about Call of Duty? The state of it, the amount of matches that we have to play online. It's
so stressful because like obviously like I just joined OpTic. I'm so happy I joined OpTic, and then we get given this type of format, which is so like annoying because it's like we get one tournament reduced. We have 7 league matches now. Before it was only 5.
Yeah.
We've had 2 tournaments in. The game came out in October.
Yeah.
We've only had 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah. So imagine we're playing every single day, 8 hours a day, 7 hours a day, whatever it is, every single day, just for 2 tournaments. Yeah. It's very frustrating. That's the only thing I don't like is just the scheduling and the formatting. Like, I just don't understand how there's not more tournaments. That's the only thing it doesn't like understand with me. Like, how is there not more? You know, like
it costs money.
It does, yeah. But like when you invest, I feel like I'm like not obviously like understanding everything about the league, but I feel like when people invest so much into like the league, that you'd assume that there's going to be more time invested into tournaments because that's what brings like everything. You know, the fans get there, interact with the players, interact with the team. That's how you build fan bases. And I mean, I'm not like some league guru, but I'm just thinking land is definitely a benefit. Obviously, it costs and there's cost different like cost prices and stuff like that. But that's the thing that's frustrating for me is just the land aspect because like as a competitor you want to play at a tournament and you compete for a championship and you only get to compete for 5 in a year.
I mean, when did you start competing in Call of Duty?
And I started competing a while, but when I joined the league was in Vanguard.
No, but like before the league started.
Before the league I started competing. I honestly I turned 18.
Did you play for like Mind Freak or any of those big ones?
I only turned 18 when Modern Warfare. So like in MW 2019. So like that was like when the league first started. Yeah. So like I've only been in the league era. I've only been in CDL era. Like I've never been like competed prior, like to an international event. I was always underage. I turned 18 when MW 2019 came out.
That makes
So I
sense.
missed out the golden era, which was like tournaments every day and
I mean, it's like everything was so. It's like
oh my god,
you know, people sometimes even the league sometimes forgets that. That Call of Duty was a thriving ecosystem, and I'm talking about thriving.
It was
I'm talking
super
about
thriving. Oh my god,
so thriving, right? So successful.
oh my god,
that a league was founded off of that, right? So
it didn't just get found out of thin air.
no, like you think about it, right? Like we built this thing, and it wasn't until David Vonderhaar and Black Ops 1 came in and gave us a little bit of a lot of help, but in the grand scheme of thing, you know, like the developers at the time were still. It wasn't until the league that the developers were still releasing updates 2 days before tournaments, right?
My God,
like so it wasn't as but we still made it work, and there was thousands of people that would show up. There was hundreds of thousands of dollars that were given to players when they won, and it was an open ecosystem that, you know,
anyone could win.
Yeah, dude, it's anyone can win on any given Sunday, and that Cinderella story
it was an
happened
opportunity.
and would have happened even more, right? So I think where we're at now with the reduction in one more event, a live event, and then it's just frustrating because like we worked our asses off, in some cases for fucking free to get this thing to where it was at, for somebody to come in and just say boom, boom, boom,
give
boom.
me this, 100%.
So you don't like the format as it is. What would you like to see next year?
I mean, for me, I would just like more tournaments. That would be the best. That would be the best thing. I mean, I think speaking for every competitor is just like, for example, I honestly think last year's format wasn't too bad. I mean, we had a tournament in December, which I think is really good. The game comes out for a couple of months. You have an early tournament. I think that's good. We go for our break, like New Year's, whatever it is, Christmas break. Come back, grind, have a tournament in a month. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually a really good schedule. I think we had 5 tournaments, or maybe I think we had 5 tournaments in champs.
In champs, yeah.
Which is 6 tournaments in how long do we play? 7 months or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that's pretty good.
So good.
So that's perfect.
Like almost one a month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it was before, right?
Yeah.
But you had MLG and then you had UMG, and they were like, you know, sort of like scheduling around each other. And we would go to Orlando, we would go to Texas, we would go to Los Angeles. We were everywhere. Yeah, and I think one of the main reasons or one of the downfalls of this thing is that fans who don't have the opportunity to travel, like they get completely dismissed, right? Like we've never had, like we used to go to Seattle, we used to go to Boston, everywhere. And now
it's just
you know, to this day, believe it or not, to this day, there hasn't been a Call of Duty tournament in Chicago.
That's unbelievable.
Since Black Ops 2.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that.
And it wasn't until 2019 or 2020 when Huntsman, when we were going to throw that at Wintrust Arena, 7,000 tickets. So it was fucking gangster.
And then the COVID happened, right? Oh
my God. I was going to have elephants,
about that.
giraffes.
Wait, that MW 2019 schedule was insane though.
Yeah.
Like I heard like people would have to fly to Vegas for like a match.
Yeah.
And then fly back.
No,
not Vegas, Paris.
Yeah. Stro and I, in the owner meeting from the beginning, Astro and I were like, this is not going to work.
Yeah. That looks insane.
And then thankfully they listened to that. Otherwise this league would have been done
earlier.
Done by year 2, 3. Yeah. Because of the amount of money that orgs were going to have to. Yeah. And also, you know, they never took into consideration, like they were going to have an event where 4 teams went, and some of those teams were not going to have FaZe, OpTic, or Thieves.
It was just like random 4 teams.
Just random 4 teams.
I remember that.
And you know, at the time, these teams are still building their fan bases, so they weren't going to, you know, elevate. So luckily, they heard on that point, and it extended the lid. But you know, at this point, man, we should have
just started flying.
We should have just let it happen. But yeah, it's that. I for one don't think that I could ever, as upset as I am sometimes at the league and as mad as the thing that I got going on with them right now, like I don't think that I could ever. It's never gonna deter me from my commitment to making sure that this is a fucking sport in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
I like to see that future.
Yeah.
You know.
But what about what I feel like isn't some people, like I saw like a Saudi, they built like a massive esports. Like I can't remember what I saw something like
it's an esports island.
Yeah. Looked insane, like $1 billion.
Super crazy.
It looks unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they print money. Yeah. They got more money than sand, I think. It looks gorgeous, man.
Look at that.
I've never been to Dubai. Would like to.
Oh my god, that's my next destination.
Yeah, $280 million.
Damn.
$280 million is like me pulling out $280 right now.
100%. But look at that.
Actually, no, it'd be like me pulling out $2.80. They're just they
buying a carton of milk.
Their money is
it's like a video game.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. And now I wonder if they're gonna have like it's an esports island, but who lives there? Like,
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I think because I heard that they bought Esport Engine, something
Vindex,
else. Yeah, something like that. They bought a bunch of esports stuff because they love video games. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. But
so am I.
I'm just like, imagine just going there for like, there's a tournament, you just go there for like 2 weeks and you just boot camp. All the pro teams are there scrimming.
Yeah.
And it's like a little island, like just grinding. That'd be such a fire, dude. That'd be so fire, dude.
How's the obviously when you join OpTic, you have 2 jobs, right? You have your professional job, and then you take the advantage of the opportunity of streaming and creating content. How's that been?
Streaming's been great, man. Content's been great. Definitely been grinding with that. When you're on OpTic, it's obviously like if you don't stream and you're not making content, then what are you really doing? You know what I'm saying? So for me, content and that, I enjoy doing it. I've been definitely streaming a lot. Been doing a lot of posting stuff, a lot of YouTube. But yeah, I've been loving, man. I've been loving doing it. Me and Ant are thinking of doing because I remember I was speaking to Ant. I remember when OpTic did like a 72-hour stream, where like Big T would play, he would go to sleep, Seth would jump on, like you guys are all rotating in the house. Prestige. Yeah, I remember watching that. Yeah, I remember watching that, and I was like to Ant, like maybe we should like a 24-hour stream and just like bring back that sort of vibe. Yeah, just because of like because I remember when I was a kid, when I would watch that, I'd wake up and still be like, who's playing now? Yeah, and but yeah, I'll definitely love the content and the stream part because yeah, man. And you know what I actually really like enjoy is just like the content that we do. Like when Paige sends me content like of the week or whatever, and I see like we have like, for example, like that thing that we did with like the soccer thing where we like ran around, like that shit's fun, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like just little fun shit like that. I mean, we did recently like spill your guts or some shit, like where you have to answer a question or you have to eat this food, and like just little fun stuff like that, which is good content. Like you're making good content.
It
but
doesn't even feel like work.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work. No. You're actually having a good time, you know what I mean? Yeah,
on camera. That's
exactly.
The biggest secret
part.
here, right?
That's the best part. It's just like everyone thinks, oh my god, like we have to do content. Like that's what I used to think of my other teams. Like, but this one, it's like it's fun.
So you're hanging out with your boys,
having
doing
a good time.
some fun in front of camera to share with people who are also gonna have a good time about it.
So like that's like something that I've learned since joining OpTic is the biggest aspect is actually generally enjoying that part. Yeah. Which I actually enjoy it. So
we put a lot of thought into making that a comfortable thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'll ask you one final question, and it'll be a super fun one. How good is Zinni's impression of you, in your opinion?
Okay. At first, Zinni's impression was not that good. But as the years have gone on of him consistently working on it, he's got to a point where I'll give him like a pass. It's actually really good.
Yeah, so good.
Like I remember seeing like I was watching one of the Stephs like when you guys did the watch party, and he was like he kept impersonating me when he was like, "Oh Hector, I'm gonna win a tournament for you." When he says that,
I'm gonna win a championship for Hector. It's so good. Yeah.
Nah, Zinni's hilarious, man. His impressions definitely got better over the 2 years, and at this point, I'll give him a pass. It's good. It's good.
I give him a tough time, but he's one of my favorites for sure.
Nah, Zinni's good, man.
I'm only saying that out loud because I know he doesn't watch my fucking videos, so he will never hear from my fucking mouth. So that's good. Well, any closing comments? Anything that you want to share?
Nah, man. Honestly, just been as the team just been locking in. We're just trying to make sure we get prepared for the next tournament. That's really it. We're just been grinding and just trying to make sure that we just get over that hump, which is just beating FaZe. Honestly, we've beaten every team. We didn't lose for 2 months, and the only team we've lost to is FaZe, and at both tournaments we've come third, second now. Yeah, I've won at Toronto before, so hopefully that can relight that, candle.
So where do we go next? Where's Toronto?
Toronto. I love Toronto.
I love Toronto too.
I love Toronto, man. It's such a good vibe.
Yeah, dude.
Such a good
everything. Vibe. Also a walking
place,
city.
Yep. Such a good vibe.
Wheat's legal there for me, so I'm happy about that.
Toronto's amazing. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be a good tournament. Got qualifiers coming up. You got to lock in, get a good seed, and then most importantly, just get to Sunday and make sure we show up. And that's it. Yeah. Other than
anything that your teammates and obviously like I've seen a change in you guys from where we started and where we're at now. So for me, I'm just waiting for the for that moment where you guys just like that
Just
tournament, because
yeah.
I thought this last tournament felt really
Oh,
fucking
man.
good, man. And, obviously
man.
Abe and fucking Simp had stellar fucking performances.
Nah, man, they played amazing. We lost by such small margins. We played like I would say, like, me to my potential, I played maybe at 50%. Like in that final, like I was so, like, still to this day, still wake up at night and just thinking about it. Like, frustrates me so much, because I just know that, like, how much I feel like if I played just a little bit, even 10% or more of what I was doing that whole event, because that whole event I was frying, get to play FaZe. Just didn't, it was just one of those two good teams, and like they just showed up, and you just got to tap your head off. When two good teams go at it, someone's just gonna
lose.
The ball's gonna fall to their, on the rebound, the ball's just gonna fall to them, and we lost by like combined 30 points in both hard points. Control was this close from capping. Round 11 S&D, like it was such a close series, and
dude.
they just played better, and I tip my hat to them. They're an amazing team. They've been so consistent for so long. They've been teaming for 10 years, or not 10 years, but like it feels like it. You know? And we're a super new team.
Yeah.
So like we're all still learning, playing with each other. But
That's we're almost there. I'm antsy.
I know, man. I saw when Jalen came. That was pretty cool too, seeing Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen Suggs. Yeah, he came to the house. He was hanging out. He loves Call of Duty.
Yeah, he loves it.
OpTic,
I speak to him all the time, man. He's a cool guy,
people.
man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you for stopping by. All of his information is gonna be in the description down below. Do follow him. Do check out his streams. Do check out his videos, etc., etc. And hopefully we'll do another one of these on a new podcast that I created. I think the Eavesdrop has run its course, Matt. Time to come up with a new one. I think on the next one it's going to be more like a Flycast one where it's me and somebody else as the co-hosts, and then we'll see. We'll see.
Eavesdrop had a good run though. You've had so many episodes.
Yeah,
man.
I mean 166, man. Well, it's actually 165 because episode 100 was supposed to be the Dynasty, but we did the round table for that, so I don't know. We'll leave it as that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Again, shout out to Shopify for sponsoring the podcast. We'll see you guys soon. Maybe. Goodbye.
Peace out.